Once a devotee asked Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharishi, "What is the purpose of self realization?" Bhagwan said, "Self realization is the final goal and is itself the purpose." Devotee asked, "I mean, what use is it?" Bhagwan said, "Why do you ask about self realization? Why don't you rest content with your present state? It is evident that you are discontented, and your discontent will come to an end if you realize the self." Devotee asked, "What is the goal of this process?" Bhagwan said, "Realizing the real." Devotee asked, "What is the nature of reality?" Bhagwan said, "Existence without beginning or end, eternal. Existence everywhere, endless, infinite. Existent, underlying all forms, all changes, all forces, all matter, and all spirit. The many change and pass away, whereas the one always endures. The displaces the triads such as knower, knowledge, and known. The triads are only appearances in time and space, whereas the reality lies beyond and behind them. They are like a mirage over the reality. They are the result of delusion." Devotee asked, "If I am also an illusion, who cast off the illusion?" Bhagwan said, "The I cast off the illusion of I, and yet remains I." Such is the paradox of self realization. The realized do not see any contradiction in it. Some people who come here don't ask me about themselves but about the Jivan Mukta, liberated while still embodied. Does he see the world? Is he subject to destiny? Can one be liberated only after leaving the body or while yet alive? Should the body of a sage resolve itself into light or disappear from sight in a miraculous way? Can one who leaves a corpse behind at death be liberated? Their questions are endless. Why worry about all these things? Does liberation consist in knowing the answer to these questions? So I tell them, never mind about real liberation. First find out whether there is such a thing as bondage. Examine yourself first. Bhagwan said, in a sense, speaking of self realization is a delusion. It is only because people have been under the delusion that the non self is the self and the unreal the real, that they have to be warned out it by the other delusion called self realization, because actually the self always is the self and there is no such thing as realizing it. Who is it to realize what and how when all that exists is the self and nothing but the self?